All right, well, today we're continuing our series of starter builds, doing a starter build walkthrough gameplay, about 2 hours of that. And we're going to do the Mage this time because someone on YouTube actually asked about the Mage today. So I was like, oh, perfect. I was going to do one. We'll just do Mage. Today or yesterday they asked. So we're going to do solo. And I don't know what I'm going to call you. Like starter Mage. Yep. And this is going to be based on the Mage that won that competition. So it'll be very similar to that Mage, just the solo version. Actually, that was solo too, so it'll be like super similar. When you're streaming last night, people were telling you there ADS being spammed over and over, and they weren't even finishing. Just get like 2 in a restart. You don't ever run ads? Oh, that's weird. Yeah, let me know if you get ads and shit, because I never run ads either. You got level 73 and Wilson. Nice. Yeah, I'm slowing down. I'm gonna slow down on Wilson. I'm not gonna stop playing it. I'm gonna slow down ads. Right? I don't know why I read that's ADS. Where did you? Yeah, why did I read this? I read this. I'm looking back at it. It's like I don't know why I read that as ADS. Like it wasn't like all capitalized. That was a really ridiculous way of reading that. Yeah. Anyway, as far as Wilson, I'm gonna go back to it. Or I'm gonna keep playing it, but I'm gonna slow down a lot until I get that stuff fixed because it's not very fertile theory crafting ground right now. The stuff that works is already like OP, and there's too many exploits. Still want to play it though, and just want them to fix it. So I will be playing more LE to fill in. I think I'm actually going to do the tournament this weekend. So I haven't done the last 2. I think I'm going to do the one this weekend. Alright, so we just run through a real quick overview of what we're going to be doing here with this build. We are going to be picking up Mana Strike as soon as we can. Which, okay, alright. You can tell I haven't played in a few days, which is level 6. Until then, we'll just be using this. Lightning stuff is pretty good. A lot of the passive skills are being fixed in the next update. We'll see. I saw there was a announcement of things that they're working on, and they did mention Bleeding Edge and a couple of the other abilities being too powerful. They mentioned a bunch of the nodes, but yeah, they've been fixing Bleeding Edge since May. So yeah, like you said, we'll see. Your phone's battery died. Oh no. Are you at home, Gearston, or are you like at work or somewhere else? I won't be able to buy anything because I didn't pick up anything because I forgot that I'm doing solo. But that's okay. We don't need anything anyway. You didn't say hello. No, that's true. You didn't. You just you came in with the Twitch emote stuff and went from there. Hey, Joe, right? You're at home. Don't work till Thursday. Ooh, nice. You got the rest of the evening and you got tomorrow. I also have that because I have Wednesdays off. Tomorrow's my like do the housework type stuff though. So like do the laundry, do the grocery shopping. So it's a day off, but not one of the great ones. You've had a day. You want to talk about it? Ooh, good glows of hope. Excellent. So these are oops, that's cosmetics. These are really nice because of the void protection. In the first few chapters, we will be encountering a lot of void monsters. So that's a really good thing to have. Those guys actually did some damage to me. I had a very long day myself, Joe Rain. It wasn't a bad day. It's just Tuesdays and Thursdays are just so long. What am I going? Health and Mana was a good choice. Probably Int and Ellie. Yeah, the way we were building this, that seems to make the most sense. These really all could go anyway with these. It'd be just fine. You thought I would play some Wilson tonight? No, I'd played it all weekend, but today we're switching over to LE to work on this build. Sorry, bud. Yeah, I was looking for you this weekend. Looks like you were busy though. We're looking for a tank. Do some multiplayer. ISP for some unknown reason capped out. 256k. Oh my god. Was on the phone for ages to get it fixed. We have unlimited data, so not even like we hit a quote or anything. Then the plumber never showed, who was already rescheduled from another day. Nice. Yeah, that is a day. That's definitely a day, man. I'm sorry to hear it. Is your internet back and working at least? Your sleep schedule is different on days off. You go to sleep early. I mean, I start my stream at like 3 p.m. on the weekends. But I didn't see you. Maybe you just maybe you're just tired of me. That's all good. That's at least you got that going. Yeah, the toilet doesn't work, but at least the internet's good. Oh, okay, you were working the weekend. Okay, that answers that. And I'm kind of thinking I should have went here, but the LA protection. Like I really could go anyway, either way with this. The mana is really good. Does Spellblade get the extra? No, this sorcerer that gets the extra. Oh, the mana cost. Yeah. So, can't remember exactly how it is. I think I'm just gonna switch to this. I might even respec that, but I don't need to. Really don't need to do it. Let's throw this in here just until level 6. Nice thing is we can respec these out anytime we want to. We can throw this in here, get a little bit extra damage until level 6. And then just switch to the main skill I want to use. You were streaming last night and it happened during stream, so that was cancer, couldn't stream, stopped and couldn't play either. Ouch. Yeah, that's kind of similar to what I had happen the other day. I wasn't down to 256k, but it was not fun. I had to stop the stream because it was just completely stuttery and it didn't seem like it was anything on my side. Never did figure out what it was. The next day it was totally fine. No more Wilson? Nah, Eric, we're not done with Wilson. We're just gonna slow down a bit because, I mean, at least actually my main game anyway. But slow down on it and let them get some of that stuff fixed. So I'll probably play it like 1 to 2 days a week until they get some stuff fixed, which might actually be like this week. They might fix enough this week, but the exploits are just too much. The single skill being the meta is just not fun for me. I like the theory craft. What's the point if there's just one skill that's going to overpower everything? But I still think that game has a lot of promise, and if they can just figure themselves out, so we're not going to give up on it. But we are going to, you know, this is the game that I already know I like it. I like where it is, so. Still trying to work on the hammer build in last epoch. Still level 19. Which way did you go with the hammer build? Like, which mastery did you go on? Hey, they're giving us extra socket slots on gear, so that's one nice thing. You mean in Wilson? Like, well, are you talking about like they mentioned that you get like 2 on like the, what was it? Like, was it boots or something? Something you're not supposed to get on? Last epoch at Wilson's graphics, I'd be so happy. Well, they are actually hiring new graphics people. I don't know if you saw this. Where's my Discord? It's not showing up on my thing. Uh-oh, Discord's not actually up. I think I don't really need that for streaming. Let me pull it up real quick. There should be a patch for this week on my schedule. You're talking about Wilson or Ellie? There won't be for Ellie. They've already said it's going to be a few weeks, but Wilson, yeah, it should be once a week. Hey, Hunter X Hunters, thank you for the follow. I thought you were followed already. What's up, dude? Let me see here. This is the announcement. No, where did it go? There it is. So yeah, this came out on Saturday. Hello, everyone. We're currently looking to recruit a talented UI artist, animator, and more 3D artists. If you or anyone you know loves ARPGs interested, please let me know. So it looks like they are planning on bringing in more art people, which could mean they're just trying to ramp up the amount of content they can put in, but I think it probably means they're trying to increase the art style. I think the art's gotten way better anyway. I think it's much better than it was. I don't think it's nearly as bad as some people are claiming it is at this point. I think people are just like, they saw Wilson, they're like, wow, this doesn't compare. And doesn't compare to Diablo 4. And it's like, no, that's true, it doesn't, but it's still not bad. Hey, Hunter, thank you for the bit, man. Much appreciated. Let me go back to read what I was reading here. Boots and helm. Boots aren't supposed to have them, and helm is supposed to only have 1. Yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Boots should have sockets, and helm gets +1. Oh, are they adding that, or did they say that you're accidentally getting? I read that as they were getting them when they weren't supposed to be, so they're taking that off. But maybe I misread it. I followed weeks ago to Twitch, but probably I've definitely followed people before and had the follow just removed, so it's probably something like that. Is Beastmaster Summoner better than Necromancer for pushing Arena? I'd say right now it is. Yeah. I mean, currently, I think the community belief is that it is. It's better. Beastmaster is in a pretty good place right now. With this last patch, it really made it stronger, especially the Poison build. The Poison Beastmaster is a really solid option and a lot of fun. Hey, Vision, what's up, dude? Yeah, I'm back. Never really laughed, you know. Took a week to play. We'll see. We were always thinking about those to making videos. Working on a mage. I need your help on the mage mechanic. Sure, yeah, shoot. Hopefully I can help. This is a starter build, so maybe I can help, but I'll try. Maybe I misread it. Can't remember if it was on the upcoming. It was on. I think it was on known issues. Yeah, I think it was on known issues. So unfortunately, they're actually doing the opposite of what you want. They're taking it away from you. You just didn't know you had it. Helmet and boots can have 2 sockets at certain item levels. It's on the known issues, so it's probably a bug. Yep. Sorry, Jill Rain. It was one of the few bugs you didn't know about. now that you know about it, trying to fix it. What level am I now? 4. 2 more levels, and we're almost at 5 here. 1 more kill. Boom. 1 more level, and we'll be able to use Mana Strike. And once we get Mana Strike, we go quite a bit faster, and then you add Teleport onto it, and it's just like stupid fast. Beastmaster, Shaman, and Druid looking great now that we know its armor and protection scale immensely. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't think Necromancer is a bad place, though. I haven't really checked to see if anyone's playing Necromancer on the arena lately. We could do a quick look. Here's Beastmaster at number 10. It's Boardman. There's Necro at 13. So Necro's pushed 248. Beastmaster's pushed 269. So, like, the difference between those is pretty negligible. At least at the top end. But you can see there's probably more Beastmasters on here overall, but not that many more, like than the Necromancer. So, I mean, after looking at that, I'd say they're probably both in pretty good places. There's more guides out there on how to make that Beastmaster right now, the Poison one particularly. Like, I know Boardman's got a guide on it. I think he's got a guide on it. He's put out like 7 guides lately, and I'm pretty sure that was one of them. And you only ever got them on certain quest items, as far as I knew. I thought it was just a nice feature for Rush Reward. Haven't never seen endgame. Oh, the jewel slots. Oops. Trying to kill the wrong guy. Ever does good damage on a dummy at least. Boardman tests pets and werebear form like crazy. Yeah, he's a big. Well, I mean, lately he's been branching out, but he definitely kind of pioneered heavy Beastmaster, heavy Primalist stuff. As like that was just his thing for a while. That's gonna be good pretty soon, potentially. Mana Strike is a weird ability in that it has both melee type damage, and spell damage. We actually do want to push the spell damage part of it the most. So we'd like to get a Scepter, if we can get lucky and find an okay Scepter, because a Scepter is the only... Yeah, it's the only weapon, one-handed weapon, I should say, because the staff has it too. The only one-handed weapon that has both melee damage on its base stats and spell damage. So that's ideal, but it's not going to matter too much. The ability does good damage regardless of what we wear. It's kind of crazy. The nicest boots could roll sockets, though. Yeah, that was one of those weird choices that Wilson made, where boots couldn't roll them, gloves couldn't roll them, and shoulder pads can't roll them. And so, because all the crafting relies around putting gems in to have any control over the crafts, you can't have any control over crafting on any of those items. Like, okay, interesting choice. All right, so we're gonna spec right out of this. Go in here. Respec, despec skill, take that one out, and we're going to replace it with Mana Strike. And then we're going to try to push over here to pick up Mana Storm, as well as these 2 points. I think that's all we need from this. Yeah, for the most part, that's all we need. And so Mana Storm is going to cause us to strike enemies with lightning. And it's just a lot of damage. Like, it's just a ton of damage for early game. For basically the entirety of leveling through the story, it's very good damage. And then we're going to switch this. I'm going to do a quick test. We're going to hit this guy. That, so... Well, actually, we can't test yet because we don't even have that lightning thing. But so we're just going to use a melee because this is a melee ability. Yeah, our damage went significantly there. Rings, chest, helm, belt can all roll them except uniques for some reason or another. Yeah, the whole unique thing is just like a big mess too, where we all found out that uniques can be turned into legendaries, which makes them useful because otherwise they really fall off a cliff at the end game, and they're going to get rid of that, which they should because the way that they roll legendaries is problematic because they're way too powerful. But it seems like they're just going the opposite direction, where it's like, okay, so you went from making them OP by allowing that accidentally to making them super underwhelming at endgame. It'd be nice if they'd find some sort of, in-between. You help with your mage. How do you make use of ascendancy efficiency? I'm struggling with the skill outside of low cooldown ward gain. Yeah, that's unfortunately I've never used ascendancy. I don't like it. It's new, first off, and I don't like its base system where you kind of isn't ascendancy force you to stand in place. Where is it based out of? Arcane Ascendance. Yeah, toggle to prevent movement. Yeah, so I hate anything in LE that causes you to stand in place, because this game punishes the hell out of you if you stand in one place. So unfortunately, I don't have really any experience using that ability yet. I need to get some. I wish I could give you more advice on that, but I avoid that ability currently, or have avoided it thus far. Yeah, eye level means nothing for use. That one fix alone could be enough. Like if they just made uniques have their eye level matter on Wilson, then that could be enough to make them worthwhile. The other thing I was thinking of is like if you could like upgrade their item level through crafting or through the city builder, that would be a good option too. Anything, but just make them sit up 40 and never get anything. I just it's such a weird decision. Such a weird decision to do that. AA is still reversed, though? Unless there's been a fix the last few weeks. AA is broken anyway and works reverse. Oh, does it really? It's really powerful now? AA is? Because it's in reverse, you mean? I've used it. It wasn't in reverse. Like, I tried it once for, like, 20-30 minutes. And I don't recall being able to move when I used it. I had to stand in place. Is that like a lightning strike skill? Are you talking about Arcane Ascendance? Arcane Ascendance is like a buff where you stand in place and drains your mana, but it increases your spell damage and cast speed. And then of course it's got a skill tree, so it's got more to do with it than that. I'd like to do it with a meteor build, but you have to like really plan it out. Do I have anything good in here? I could probably not. Nah. What's this? We gotta get armor and stun avoidance. 24, 121, 24, 160 block armor. Let's do that one. It's a little bit better. Doesn't really matter. Either one will be fine. You can maintain the buff after moving again. So you stop once and it stays as long as you didn't drop below 0 mana. Really? Okay, yeah, that's definitely bugged. That's way bugged. The wrong way. I need to go down here. Wait, oh, I'm right on this one. I thought I turned this in already. Didn't I turn this one in? Did I just skip it? Bitch, I opened that damn thing and didn't even talk to him. Just wanted the loot, man. Just wanted the loot. Yeah, I looted chest and ran away. Hey, like, treasure, man. It's all about the treasure. Exactly. Who needs to talk to him? Who cares about the quest? Who cares about saving people? It's all about the loot. Hey, some boots. Are those got higher move speed? Probably not. You tried that, still felt clunky being rooted for 2 seconds or casting 8 spells. Yeah. Yeah, it's just not my favorite build when you have to do that. When you have to get rooted in place. I'm just probably never going to be a fan. Alright, sweet. We're going to pick the Mana Storm ability. This is like the big one for our leveling. It's going to be probably the biggest node we pick up. Pick that up now. Go. Do I have my freeze? I do have snap freeze. Snap freeze is a good little CC when you need it. See that? Like the power is just like significantly improved here just by having that. Kill way more things, way faster. Works great with fast power up disintegrate. You channel anyway, so being still means nothing. Well, that's true, and I think that was their idea behind it. That was what I was kind of playing with it on, but it's still the case that disintegrate has the problem of having to stand in one place, and so it's going to be very difficult to push like high arenas with any ability that requires you to stay in place for any amount of time. This is bugged as long as you stayed above 0 mana, you maintained above anyway. It was fun, but sadly disintegrates base damage is low. Yeah, that's the other problem. Disintegrates damage is still kind of shitty. Disintegrates damage is shitty, and to have even remotely decent defenses with disintegrate, considering that you are standing in place, you need to take armor and protections while channeling on your staff. And once you do that, you become a wet paper bag every time you move. And so there's always a significant weakness with disintegrate at the moment. That's a problem that Warpath does not have, because you can just Warpath forever. Ooh. Ooh, I think I might... Oh, increased minion damage. I misread that. I was like, oh, increased physical damage, physical melee, but that's not what it said. What do we pick up here? Necrotic damage, well, that's not very good, but the health is nice. We'll take the health, for sure. When do I get teleport? 5 more levels. Well, 5 more points, not necessarily 5 more levels. Because we get points for doing quests, certain ones. But that's for one skill. What about the Lightning Blast tree proc? CD is still not enough to proc it reliably. It's useful for only a couple things, where Flame Ward is useful for literally every build. Yeah, Flame Wards are really good right now. Especially now that we know how to auto-cast it, which I'm actually going to show in the stream, because as soon as I pick up Flame Ward, I don't think I picked it up yet. No, at level 9, I will show you all how to do the auto-cast, thanks to Jill Rain showing me how to do the auto-cast. I will pass on my learned knowledge. Ooh, intelligence. That's pretty sweet. It's on. I'm going to take this because that melee attack speed is nicer than anything I have on there. Next league for Path of Exile has been shown off and it starts on the 13th of March. I saw that. I saw that the Hatoza sent me a video on it, actually. It looks pretty crazy. It looks like even more complicated. Which I guess shouldn't be surprising. It does look pretty crazy. Gotta love Wilson trade. Want to buy Trial Bell offering both my children. 30 billion gold plus 1,200 geos for the trial. For the belt, that's crazy. Dismoral, thank you so much for the follow. Much appreciated. 30 billion gold. That's been exploited. Wait, 1,200 geos. What are 1,200 geos? Geos. Why am I not tracking on a geo? It's kind of pointless. Yeah, I know. Gold is fairly useless. I mean, it's good for the city builder part. Until you, I'm sure for someone like you, Joran, you've probably gone beyond the need for that, but and it would be good for trading if there wasn't a bunch of people out there that had just like more money than they could ever have any need for. Thanks to that exploit being in place for so long. You autocast on number lock as well as Ascendancy now, but to do Ascendancy, since it's toggle, you have to program it to cast twice very fast or double press mash it when you need ward. I don't know, maybe with that exploit, otherwise I don't know that I would autocast Ascendancy if I was using it. No, I don't want those, because the Void Protection is going to be much more useful. Strength does me no good. Health regen per sec is and Stun Avoidance is. I'd rather have the Void Protection. This one, I got some mana, I got a little bit of protection on it. Nothing crazy, but nothing terrible either. I should pick that up for sales. 7. It's worth 7. If I get a unique to drop, that'd be nice. Sell one of those. You can see Mana Strike kind of just like cuts through everything like a hot knife through butter when you pick up that node. I'm gonna freeze this guy, just make it a little easier. There he goes. Alright, we're at our first checkpoint. Council Chambers. Took me a little longer than it should have just because I was distracted by conversations, but it was still pretty quick. Like, I don't think anyone would have complained too much about the speed that we cleared that at. Oops. That don't matter. Alright, I got a shift click. I'm getting my controls mixed up with Wilson, which doesn't like it when you shift click. It actually was crashing my computer if I shift clicked. It worked. Like, it would actually do the selling, but after a couple of sales, it would crash. It's really weird. I'm trying to tell. There we go. Pass the point. Very nice. Oops. Every time. Every time. And I think we'll just continue to take and see this one. Yeah, that's not great for what I want. That's not super great either. For how much ward we can start to generate. Need to, so we'll just go there. You're going to test Mark of Thunder with static skill combo, and then you're going to drop it if it's still not how you want to play after work. Yeah, let me know how that goes. Curious. I'm going to get a really good version of that skill to run. That'd be something I'd be very interested in. Finally starting to build black market in Wilson. Black market, which one's that? Is that the dark market you mean? That one's a pretty important one. That's the one where I start getting my craft materials from that one. Oh. I am so slow. I want movement speed so bad. I'm so used to having really fast movement speed because when you build up a nice little stash, you get a bunch of little items for early game that make you run really fast, but we're playing this as if we're a brand new player, so we don't have it. We're on the very last upgrade now, 500k productivity, then you've done everything. What is that one? What's the 500k productivity one? What level are you? Ooh, there's a staff. Do I want to switch to a staff and hit really hard? I think I do. I think I do. For this build, you can do either. You can do a staff, or you can switch to stay with a one-hander and a shield and be a little tankier. to how risky you want to be. Just absolutely wipe the floor with them. The last upgrade of the main productivity line that you have to do. Oh, okay. So it just gives you more productivity to like do all the crafting stuff and whatnot easier. I heard a bit. Had all the other upgrades for a while. I believe that. This is necessary thing you need for crafting. Yeah, it's very important, especially for the the legendary crafting materials. You pretty much have to have it. What I could tell. Main reason for even getting this game was for Rune Master and Minion Elemental Focus Trap build. That's gonna be that's gonna be cool when it comes out. Minion Elemental Focus Trap. Well, is it gonna be Minion? The Elemental Trap. I guess, yeah, I guess traps would probably be minions. Runes would probably be ends up being minions. Yeah, that's gonna be really cool. I hope it doesn't take too long to come out. Wow, that's so similar. Let's see. Oops. There we go. Strength mana are identical on that. There's different protection versus an additional mana increase. That's like no good for me. It's no better than what I'm wearing. Just keep what I got. New spec slot. Do we have? We have Flame Ward. All right, this is the second ability that we want to spec into, and we're gonna try to maximize the ward we can get out of this. And the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna push this way, and we're going to push up to this to invigorate, which is gonna double the ward generation, and then we'll grab that as well before we go down to here. But we want to prioritize getting to that one, so we'll pop that in there. And this is the one that we're going to teach it. We're going to tell it to autocast. And the way we have it autocast is you go into your settings and you go to input. And whatever ability is on the bar, so for me it's W here, you're going to set the secondary one to be one of the numbers on the keypad. So the keypad's the area with number lock, right? So I've got 1 on here. And so when I press 1, oops. What did I do? I broke it. Press 1. It will cast it, and now while I'm holding down 1, I'm going to press number lock. And now that I've done that, it should autocast even though I'm not pressing it here. And there it goes. So now I don't have to press it anymore, and it will continuously autocast itself, and so I'll have all that ward. And no, that is not an exploit. That is not illegal. You will not get banned for that. The devs have stated that they're totally okay with us doing that. So you don't have to worry about anything like that. Yeah, every class has a minion focus. Forge Guard. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, Falconeer's gonna be cool too. Falconeer's gonna be cool. Yeah, I never really thought of Forge Guard as like a minion focus. It's because it's like really a tank focus, but they've thrown minions in. But there's gonna be more minions in that build. I don't know how I feel about it still. Like I'm sure they'll find a way to make it work, but Forge Guard feels like the tank. So making it the tank and the minions a little bit much. 19. I don't think I should pick that up. I think I should stick with the base build damage. They'll have lots of minion interaction mechanics and scaling. Will Forge Guard's armor pet most interesting minion mechanic implementation, so we will see what else we get. And I'm tired and have to go to work now. Take flip. Thanks, Hunter. You have a good one, man. Yeah, it's definitely the most interesting mechanic though. Like the Forge Guard's minion actually can benefit from your gear, but you have to pick it in the skill tree. It's a very interesting stuff. The skill itself right now is very underwhelming as far as its actual performance, but the idea is really cool. If they can get that balanced out, it could be very interesting. We're missing its key feature, the summon weapon tree, which is minions. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's definitely missing a lot of stuff on there, so still a lot to see. Still a lot to see on it. Stun avoidance, keep the void protection for now. When I get teleport, oh my god, it's gonna be so fast. Yeah, you can see like the content's pretty easy with this. And unlike the last build I did, which was the Sentinel one, this one just absolutely wrecks. Early mid game, the damage is very high on it. Do I want the spell damage on that? Do I care enough? Probably not. Hey Vanquish, what's up? What am I doing? I am running through a starter build. Designed more for new players, but definitely good for anyone that is looking for a quick way to level a mage. That's fun. And it's basically the same build that I used to take first place in Vision's first community solo standard softcore challenge a few weeks back. And it's so easy to level and it's so fun to level that I was like, well, let's do the starter build on that because it's gonna be hard to find things better anyway. He's owning the story. That's what. There you go. I'm high ranker. I don't know about that. I am aware that Mana Strike is very, very strong early game. Block efficiency cannot be rolled on shields after level 90. Well, I hope they fix that soon because I'll need a shield upgrade soon in my tank. Yeah, I saw that one too. I was like, ooh, that's not good. Alright, another point there, and then we'll be popping over here. Yep. Oh my god, how close are we to 2 more points to teleport? If we just get some boots of movement speed too, that'd be really nice. But that's asking a lot. It really is. I mean, not the base though. We get a better base. We got like 6%. I think you get like 15%, but I don't remember if you can get 15% this early in the game. I think it's later. Put a point there. Then we're gonna be going to attack speed because I love making this thing go really fast. Hey, Tiger's Woods. Uh-oh, you got the black screen thing? Yeah, some people get that. It doesn't seem like there's anything I can do on my side. Wish there was. And I haven't heard anybody come up with a good fix for it, unfortunately. You can try restarting the stream and see if that works. Hey, Munchkin, how you doing? You're up to 140k health right now. Now, Wilson, shooting for a minimum of 225. That seems like an awful lot. I don't know how it is for tanky builds, but it still seems like an awful lot to me. I think I had like 80k, so, I mean, you weren't taking much damage to begin with when we were playing together, so. I can only imagine what your EHP is like when you consider your mitigation. Yeah, I don't know, Tigers. It's a problem that some people have. And it seems to be totally random who's going to have it, and it doesn't even seem to be the same from day to day. But yeah, it is often like I wonder if it's like something in the backbone of the game or the game of like the networking that gets to you, and it's just different. But yeah, everyone else is able to see a normal screen, so it's not my settings or anything. What did I just pick up? I thought I picked up a yellow. Did I not? I think I picked up that actually. Armor and vitality. No, not really. Actually, no, yeah, armor vitality is good. Yeah, let's do that one. Yeah. Whatever, since you're on mobile, it might have something to do with that. If you get a chance to check it on like a desktop or something and just compare and see if it's the same, that would be enlightening if it was different. But some other people are on mobile. Not because you're Tiger Woods. No, I don't believe it's because he's Tiger Woods. He's Tiger's Woods. So he's not Tiger Woods. I'm not gonna comment on that, Hunter. I thought you were going to bed. Oh man. I took a dark turn, Hunter. Strength, armor, stun avoidance. Nah, what do we got? Oh my god, Jill Rain, don't make me time you up, man. I'll do it. I don't care if you're a shit, I was gonna call you an admin. You're not an admin. A moderator. I'm glad chat doesn't go up on YouTube, because I wouldn't be able to post this video now thanks to you guys. So you're lucky. You're getting ready for work. Was it someone else that said they had to go to bed? Did I just like completely whiff on that? What was you? Oh, you said you have to go to work. My bad. You said you're tired, but you have to go to work. 10-hour graveyard shift. That sucks, dude. That's a long shift. Let me put it this way, Jiren. Even if I could, which is questionable, I wouldn't. I'd have to like blank it out or something. Just random fact on the guy, no extra judgment included because he's still just human. But not a god when he's off the course. Of course not. No, of course he's not a god. None of us are. We're all men and women. We're all humans. At least for now. I don't think there's any AI in here yet. There could be, though. Vitality, dodge, health regen, poison prots. I'm not finding anything really good. Melee void on that. What do I have for crafting materials? Do I have anything I could put on the staff here that I'd like to? I could put melee void on it. That wouldn't be too bad. Let's throw that on there. It's not like great, but it's a lot more damage on the initial attack. So we have initial attack, then we have the lightning that goes off as well. So it's pretty sweet. Only raised golfers ever. That's true. Playing Primalist when you spec into Druid should you werebear? Depends on what you want to make. If you want to make a werebear, then yeah. Werebear's good. So if your question is werebear good, the answer is yes. But I also had before this last patch, I had a Spriggan build that was doing really well as well. So there's a lot of ways you can go with it. It really just depends on your goals and objectives. But if you want to know whether werebear is going to do you well, the answer is yes, as long as you build it decently. Ooh, it's got critical strike chance on it. Lose a little bit of melee attack speed, but gain 20% increased critical strike. Yeah, I guess so. It's kind of like not that much different, but you know what? The more I think about it, because like the melee attack speed is like straight up, like it's just gonna be like 4% more, and the 20% is based on however much you had. So like you see here, let me take that off. I've got melee 5%. I also have 5% spell. And then I put that on the 20%. It's only going to increase that. It's 20% at 5. So it's 1. There's only 1% more critical attack. But I think I'm going to keep it, though. But I could go either way on that. It wouldn't really matter. Add on. I'm going to take Mage Flurry, because more attack speed is what I like in this build. It's a lot of fun. Did I pick up Teleport? I did pick up Teleport. Right. Teleport doesn't even need to be on the skill tree. It just needs to be on your bar, because it's got a pretty low cooldown, and the cost isn't that bad, and it just lets you like kind of whip around the map like that. Just makes things way quicker. Spriggan form, not so much. At least not yet. They still optimize stuff. I don't know, man. Like I had a really good Spriggan form going after the patch, unless the patch like really hurt it for some reason, but I didn't see anything that hurt it. I was in the like 240s on Arena, the Spriggan build. It was a lot of fun. It wasn't like the most damaged, but it was really hard to kill. It had a lot of CC. Like a ton of CC with it. So unless something got broken, you can do some cool things with Spriggan. It's a little more advanced though, so I would say that it's a more advanced thing. If you're looking for something that's easier to play, definitely go Werebear. But if you're looking for something like interesting, a little different, Spriggan is pretty interesting. Lightning skill proc is cool. Yeah, I really like the visuals on the lightning skill. It's very strong, and I think it's pretty old too. It's kind of, I kind of hope they keep it. But they might change it at some point. Ooh. Well, just look at that. We just grabbed that. 1927, 1939, and it's got 8 melee, void, and 8 and 10 melee fizz. That's gonna hit hard. Hit really hard. Before new builds, a nightmare to get going, but Fluff had best luck with Spriggan form, at least using the bottom half of the skill tree. Right, right. You know my Spriggan form, Hunter? Good. It just seemed like you were saying like Spriggan wasn't ready to do very well, so I just wanted to like. But you then followed it up with more stuff that made it clear that you were saying something different than what it seemed like. Ellie Prot. His buttons so different. How's my dodge right now? My dodge is pretty good. I think I'm gonna keep it like that. Dodge is really good early game because every time you dodge, you don't get hit at all, and it's easier to scale dodge early game than it is later game. Dodge can still be pretty good later game too. I think some people have been playing around with it lately, and not surprising to me, they're finding it pretty good. Because I remember when I first started playing, I used dodge a lot, and I really liked it. Then I kind of worked my way out of it, but not because I thought dodge was necessarily bad. It just couldn't mitigate everything, and it was like RNG whether or not it would mitigate anything at all. But when it does, it's beautiful. So if you can take a hit or two, dodge can like keep you from taking 3 or 4 hits. We're just shattering. That's nice. Hey, see, I just like wiping the floor with these guys. No challenge whatsoever. The most dangerous thing about them is that they explode when I kill them, and I kill a whole bunch of them at once. That's pretty much it for danger. But yeah, I'm about to kill myself doing that very thing, so I had to use a potion. The one thing about running this is you do have to watch when this is like on cooldown. Watch where your ward is. If your ward is getting low, try not to be in the middle of stuff, or else they might just chunk you to death. But when it's up there, you can take quite a beating. So you can create kind of like an ebb and flow between going in when it's high, like right now, and if I see that it drops too much, now I kind of walk away, and I just wait for it to go off again, and there it is. Now I go beat him up again. That's a pretty safe way of playing it. I might just finish him here though, because I can just like potion if I need to. Hey Calamaro, what's the best weapon base for Spellblade if you go one-hander? It depends on how you're building your Spellblade and what skills you're using. So I'm trying to remember what I did with Shatter Strike. I think I went Scepter with Shatter Strike. I'm trying to remember if there was a reason I did that. I have to go back and watch it. Spellblade can usually go pretty... So here's the thing with Shatter Strike. If you use Shatter Strike, I unfortunately don't have the ability to show you right now. There are nodes in it that allow you to shoot out like avalanche, like frost icicles, and those are spell damage based. And so if you pick up that node, you need something that can do both melee and spell damage. So a scepter or a staff. But if you don't pick up those, then it's all melee damage based, and so you can go with like a sword or a club or just about anything, whatever is your highest melee damage. Preferably your highest melee elemental. Oh, that's right. That's what we were using. We were using. I think it's a scepter that has frost damage on it, and because it's the only one that's got base frost damage, and all the multipliers on Shatter Strike are based on frost. Is it called frost? I can't. Wilson's got me all messed up. I think frost, ice, cold damage. Yeah. So that's what we use. We found that scepter that had that, and then I just crafted up a nice one. But really, anything will work, and then if you just throw like melee cold damage on it, it'll be even better. Now we're gonna increase our attack speed. It's gonna be really sweet. Yeah, no problem, Calamaro. Happy to help. You don't know, but you're surprised the hammers are included in the known issues? Unless you're missing about them. Yeah, I was also surprised to see Bulwark of Dawn in there, because I'm running Bulwark of Dawn on damage, and it's like good, but it's not amazing. But I wonder if they're not talking about the damage part of it. They're just doing something else that I wasn't familiar with. Are you going Spellblade this character? Technically, yes, although I don't think we'll get there. But this is based on a character a character that I've made in the past. That it actually won a competition a few weeks ago, and this is just running through it as like for a starter. But it's I'm gonna do a full guide on YouTube in a couple of days, and it'll be building right into that Shatter Strike Spellblade that I made. Oh god. That one hit hard. How do we regen mana so fast? It's a weird thing to do with the mechanics of Mana Strike. So Mana Strike itself actually regens mana. So you see like returns 10 mana each enemy hit, and then another 3 on top of that. And then weirdly enough, Mana Storm costs mana. And so Mana Strike, you'll see, like, you just see it's jumping all over the place. It's because it's just a weird thing with Mana Strike. It's not a normal way of playing the game. You started to level up Druid, but still no Werebear skill? Yeah, I think you have to get to the Mastery to get the Werebear skill. So you won't see that until you reach the End of Time, which is a particular area in the story. And once you get there, you'll have a quest available to you that will allow you to unlock your masteries. From there, you'll pick Druid, and I'm pretty sure Druid's the skill you gain from picking that mastery is Werebear. I think it has to do something with ailments for Bulwark. That might be. That might be. That would definitely make sense. Oh, Matizor, I think I missed your follow. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. It's a wave 139 with Werebear and Solo. It's a great class. Yeah, it's pretty solid. Believe it or not, I've never played a Werebear. I really need to fix that. I know a decent amount about it because of everyone that's theory crafted it, but when it came out, like immediately people realized it was OP at the time, and it's since been scaled back to being, you know, reasonable. But because it was so OP and I avoid OP builds because I like to theory craft my own, I still haven't played a Werebear. I really should do something about that. Bulwark and Bleeding Edge are the same issue? It's the same node. Copy and pasted. Really? Huh. Leveling a mage at the moment with Lightning Blast, that skill it changed, but the one I'm using seems better. Yeah. That Lightning Blast one is pretty solid early game, but it will fall off pretty quickly. The one I'm using here, which is Mana Strike, also falls off, but much later, and it's much stronger when it's good. So we can use this all the way up to and beyond getting Shatter Strike, which would be the main ability we'd use. And we can use it into getting Shatter Strike, and then beginning to level up Shatter Strike and getting its skill tree going. We can continue to use Mana Strike because it scales for long enough until we have a problem. Oops, went the wrong way. But that lightning blast is fun, especially with the chains. It's still a pretty good choice. So if you're enjoying it, by all means, it'll take you through the story. It gets a little bit less good on the damage later, but it'll get you to the story. I shouldn't even mess with these people, like it's a waste of time, but I hit hard enough to where I don't much care as long as I don't get killed by them. We're already level 13 to level 10 areas. See, I need to run a little faster through this. Problem is Mana Strike is so much fun to use that I just start killing everything in front of me, and I out-level the stuff, which I normally don't have a problem with. Yeah, Mazzo, you'll notice that it will start to slow down. You can help with that by getting a better like weapon. If you're using Lightning Blast, you're gonna want either a wand or a staff, and you can increase the damage like that. But it does have a drop off at some point. No matter what you do, it will drop off. It's gonna be interesting when dual wielding comes out. Shatter Strike has a node that gives 100% crit multi for each sword you wield. Yes, I can't wait to see that. And I can't wait to see what else they do with dual wield. I think that's really cool that Spellblade, they've got at least one skill in there designed for dual wielding. Because usually you think dual wielding, you think either like rogue type or warrior type. So to have a mage type that specializes in dual wielding could be really cool. Watch on your phone. Need to play some Wilson so you can make that dark market. All right, Gearchin, sounds good. Get that dark market made. We still have 40% lightning damage and cast speed and a lot of crit chance spell damage from tree. Now you're leveling the beam skill channeling. Oh, you're leveling disintegrate. Disintegrate doesn't have a very good base damage, but that one will also get you through the story. Okay, it just falls off pretty substantially at endgame, but it's a pretty fun skill. Like a lot of stuff that you can't use to really good effect in endgame is still pretty solid leveling. So if you're like a new player, I definitely encourage you to experiment with skills and see what's fun for you. You have to upgrade your sweet mace. You have a legendary mace? Got a little disappointed with Disintegrate being a dot, so no crits while channeling. Yeah, not only does it have no crits while channeling, it also does not benefit from cast or attack speed because it's a channeled ability. So you don't get the crits and you don't get the cast speed from it either. So it's like a double whammy that I really wish they'd change. How will endgame be? Law's best game. It's a little early to tell right now. There's 2 endgame systems, and there will be 3 more. They all sound very encouraging. The endgame currently does provide enough for people who like to theory craft or who like to gear chase. But we currently have the more simple, I would say, systems. We're really hoping in a couple of weeks to get a third one. We'll have to see. But the endgame's going to have multiple systems that work together. So now I'm going to back off from this guy because you can see I'm taking damage. And my thing's done up. There it is. There's my ward up. Now I'll go back and hit him more. Wait until... Actually, I probably can finish him here. There he goes. So now he's going to turn into his second phase. And this one is more dangerous. By the way, if you use a sword in board, or a... Yeah, like a... Oh god, I just walked right into that. That was really stupid of me. I'm going to freeze her. I'm not playing particularly well. I'm not even trying to. If you use like a sword and board, all these fights are a little bit easier. I'm just taking stuff on the nose with a 2-hander with no block chance. There's a non-zero chance I'll die here because of the way I'm playing. Oops. We freeze her again so we finish it. Here we go. What do we got? That's a lot of void protection. I actually want to just see that. I want to see what the void protection is like on this. Nothing really good in there. Alright, so if I was just to, for funds, put this on, get the 41% void protection. Pretty crazy. I don't want it though. Let's see, where was I in chat here? You got a rare, Geerchin? Are you gonna try to upgrade to legendary? Is that the plan? Assassin's Ash. Is Ash what I'm using right now? Yeah, it is. Alright, let's see. Where were we? Doing it wrong, you have vested a lot of crit chance with Disintegrate. You can't crit that often. Matters, you can't crit at all with Disintegrate. Yeah. Yeah, any damage over time cannot crit in this game, unfortunately. Be something like D3, even to the game. The game is shit. You like the leaderboard and blasting greater rifts. Lawless, you'll be happy to know that that's already in the game. So here are the leaderboards. And these leaderboards are based on arenas. And arenas, so arenas are a little bit different than rifting, but there's a system called the Monolith of Fate, which is the other endgame system, that is similar to rifting, with a little bit more depth in it, where you add modifiers. And the modifiers will change the difficulty of the fights, and as you add modifiers, you'll increase the XP and the gear gain you get from the game. So if you're looking for a rifting system, you don't have to wait. You get that right now. Is there a website with builds for this game? Not yet, Mageos. Unfortunately, not yet. Hopefully sometime in the relatively near future. I can't remember if that's one of the things that... I think that's one of the things the LE devs actually want to make themselves. They also want to make a loot filter. But not sure when they'll get to it. Hopefully, you know, the sooner the better, because it'd be a lot easier for me to put my builds up along with the video. We had a nice just planner that I could toss stuff in and people could just check it out. What should you level with now then? Can't find a clear speed ability. So I'm guessing you went sorcerer then, yeah? Glacier meter both figured. That's true, yeah. Fire orb, those are all good choices. Those are all good choices. You could try with Mana Strike, but if you went Sorcerer, you're not going to benefit from all the really cool melee nodes on Spellblade, and Mana Strike really benefits from that, as far as its damage. So I would think at the point that you're at in the game, and that you've already chosen the Sorcerer Mastery, you might have better luck with one of the options that Calamoro presented. I'm trying to remember, can I look at... They're not out here yet. I wanted to look. I want to say that Volcanic Orb can go lightning, but I might be wrong on that. Currently, lightning options are limited, unfortunately. Lightning Blast is going to get a rework eventually. But Sorcerer lightning abilities aren't where the devs want them to be. Is there even another one? Another lightning ability? Like it's like a base lightning. I know there are other ones that can be converted to lightning. Oops. Not really, huh? I could have swore there was another one. Lightning. Oh, Static Orb. Static Orb, I think, is better than Lightning Blast. As far as scaling goes. I don't know how much better, though. Two Chosens of Cereal? What are you doing, the Wrath of Cereal stuff? Fortunately, you can take that as you're a tank. Cheat with all your mitigation. health. I've been so reckless, but that's good. Like, I've been really reckless, and you see I haven't died yet. Normally, I try not to just, like, face tank everything, but I've been kind of doing that, and I'm pretty sure that's what newer players are much more likely to do. They don't know any mechanics like I do. So if I can face tank it for the most part, they should be able to do something similar. Hey, some movement speed, not much, but a little bit extra. You know, I haven't put my idols on at all. Like, that's not good. Don't do what I did. I guess we'll take the Invincible up. Get your idols, put them in. Pick one. It's better than having no idols, trust me. Went lightning because Disintegrate has a conversion node, but didn't know it doesn't crit. Yeah, not only does it not crit, but if I remember correctly, Disintegrate is the lightning and Disintegrate is kind of geared more towards mana regeneration than damage. There's a couple of damage nodes in it, but a lot of that stuff is like decrease your damage by like 70%, but gain mana. So it's not really a great damage version, unfortunately. Although there might be ways of making that work with other nodes. But not for crit, unfortunately. Definitely not for crit. And that is something that I know some of us have mentioned to the devs, that Disintegrate doesn't feel very good when you can't crit and you can't increase attack speed. We'll see what they decide to do, if anything, with that knowledge. You took that one node, but went for the stances node too? Okay, yeah, that would definitely help. Just keep pumping the attack speed. Let's see how long we've gone for. An hour and 10 minutes we've done. We're going to go 2 hours on this. I don't want these videos to be too terribly long. I want people to feel overwhelmed by it, so we don't finish the story like that. We just give you 2 hours of gameplay, show you how far you can get. Give you an idea of where to go with everything, and then at the end of the 2 hours I will do just like a quick little here's where to go from here, and then sometime this week I'll release a full guide on YouTube for how to make this build all the way up into endgame. Is there a way to respect passive tree points? Yep, there sure is. In fact, I'll show you. I'm in a good spot here. Yeah, it's actually very easy to respec right now. I think there's a teleport node over here. I'll grab that and I'll show you exactly what to do to get there. I thought there was. Let's grab those. I see. Oh, I did hear a legendary. Why is there a legendary over there? How did I kill something over there? The heck? Should be right here. Apparently my memory's terrible. Ooh. There's some game lag. Really, really bad game lag. It's gotta be right here. Oh god, I'm gonna get myself killed if I don't clear out some of this stuff. Where are you, node? melee cold damage. That'll be very useful. You guys are just wrecking me. There it is, finally. I was way off on where that was. Okay. I'm gonna have to kill these guys. So, on your map, go to Council Chambers. You can also go to the End of Time. If you go to the End of Time down here, either one works. But you're gonna go to Council Chambers. And this pink head right here is who you're going to talk to. You go over to them, you talk to them, Respec mastery points, you say yes, and it allows you to do individual ones and just keep clicking them all the way down as far as you want to go, so it gives you a lot of control over it. And that's all there is to it. You just need gold to do it. You got gold, you're good to go. No problem. Boots? Like it. Oh man, I should have sold stuff while I was there. I'm gonna get rid of some stuff. I don't really care too much, personally, about gold on this character, because I'm not gonna be running it after this. But of course, if you're a new player, you definitely want to be selling stuff, making some gold. Especially these uniques. If you're hard up for money early in the game and you get a unique that drops that you just don't want to use, you're not too worried about keeping it long term. This one's, they're worth 500 gold, so it's not a small amount for a new player. Are you any good? 6% movement speed. I mean, I guess. Dodge. Melee protection armor. Yeah, sure. And then I did see something in here I wanted. I saw a ring with movement speed. There it is. It's got LA protection. It's got intelligence. Yeah, let's put that on. Oh, that'll help us go a little faster. I think you're like level 40s at the moment, so you should have plenty of money to respec that. If you're that far up. We're going to try to run through this pretty quickly. There's a number of maps to get to the very end for this. This is a side quest, but it's a side quest you should definitely do, if my memory serves me, and as we've all seen, it doesn't always serve me, but I think in this case it will. The end result of this quest is 2 passive points. So that's a pretty good quest reward. 1 passive point's a good quest reward. 2 is like twice as good as that. Whoops. at the appropriate level now for the area we're in. Not that much matters. Just something that I like to do. I like to not be too over leveled for an area and make it too easy on myself, but there's no reason not to do that if you'd rather the content to be easier. If you go more than 3 levels higher than an area, though, you'll gain significantly less XP. So do keep that in mind. Want that glyph? Alright, this is the best node in this tree. In my opinion, we're going to double the ward we're granted, but it's going to generate over its full duration, which is totally fine. We don't need it all in one shot. In some ways, it's nicer to have it not in one shot. You're going to see we're going to get way more ward now. Let's see, what do we want? Now we want the ward retention. That's going to help a lot. Yep. By the way, ward retention, what it does is you can see with the ward I'm gaining up here, it quickly gets drained, and that's because ward has a built-in drain on it, even when I'm not getting hit. So ward retention allows that drain to be slowed. So ward retention is a very good thing for a build that's using ward like this one. And there are basically only 2 ways of getting ward retention. Your passive tree. Actually, there's 3 ways. Your passive tree, your skill trees, and intelligence. Intelligence gives you 4% ward retention per point. Make sure. Yep, 4% ward retention. So that's the only sources of it currently. There might be a unique or something that has it, but I'm not sure. Generally, gear does not have it. I just tried to dodge roll there, as if I was playing Wilson. It didn't work. There's our 2 passive points, just like that. Pretty easy to get. And then we also get some nice gear rewards. One of the most, probably the most rewarding quest in the game, actually. That's a catalyst. We don't want catalyst. Anything good in here at all? Then I am feeling here. Go back here to continue on to the main quest. Do you scale crit with Shatter Strike? Spellblade tree is kind of lacking crit, so it doesn't seem too great. Also, issues getting base crit. Yeah, I did not focus crit. It was a nice thing to have. I have to go back and look at the Shatter Strike tree. Let me actually look at let me show you exactly what I did. Kill-A-Marrow. I can take a quick 3-4 minute break here to go back, and it's actually relevant to this stream anyway, because what we're building it towards is the Shatter Strike build that I made. If I can find it, it is this one, Jin McFluffin. Vision 1 is from the event. Okay. I don't know why I just finished a quest there, but apparently I finished a quest. So, as far as Shatter Strike goes, that's not Shatter Strike. That is Shatter Strike. what I took is 4 Lingering Chill to get the global cold damage up, and the freeze rate's actually useful now. 3 here, Breath of Cold for the hit damage and the area. And this is the most powerful, I think, in the entire Shatter Strike tree. This whiteout where you get 2 recasts. So every time you cast it, looks like this. Get 3 of them that go out instead of 1. I took 5 in Shiver for the area and Cold Pen. I took 2 in Absolute Zero for the hit damage. And I took 4 in Icy Flow for mana efficiency. The area is really important for the build I was running because I was trying to push arenas, so I wanted to keep things as far away as possible. You can see I didn't really push crit. My critical strike chance is 7%. Didn't really go crazy. Hey, Mental Jiu-Jitsu, am I from Texas? I live in Texas. Are you asking us the Lone Star part? The Lone Star part is actually from Spaceballs. So it's in honor of the Spaceballs character, Lone Star. But I do actually happen to live in Texas, and although I didn't when I came up with the name. So yeah, also I'll just show you really quickly the Spellblade tree. Let's see here. I don't think there's anything in crit I took. All these base damages though, like these melee damages are really nice nodes. So I took those. Got one of that there. I took Spellbound Weapon. I took more base. The base damage really is like when I pushed. Here's more base. That and Intelligence. More elemental damage melee attacks. So you can see there's not really anything crit based on here. You're in Austin? I used to live about an hour from Austin when I was at Fort Hood when I was in the Army. That was years ago. Now I live in Houston. Looks very similar to what you're doing. Nice, nice. Yeah, I think you have a lot of fun with that. It's a really enjoyable build. That's why I'm making a starter build on it. Where was I? Here I was. Is there any super OP builds to stay away from, or any lackluster builds? I don't think there are any super OP right now. If you look at the softcore, number 1 here, this is actually a dude I talked to, and I think he named this because of me. He named another character because he actually named this one here. Where is it? Oh, there it is, Farewell McFluffin, because I, at the time, was number 1 leaderboards from that run I did, and so he found a way to beat me. It was pretty cool. I thought it was pretty cool. So yeah, see, Paladin's 428. That one's especially high in comparison to the other ones, but nothing like it's really not. It's not that crazy high. It's pretty. Everything's pretty reasonably right now. It's pretty reasonably balanced. Calamaro and Mental Jiu-Jitsu, thank you so much for the follows. Much appreciated. So yeah, I would say there's nothing like a super OP right now to worry about. As far as like stuff that's lackluster, there's a lot of lackluster stuff because it just really depends on how you make your builds. We talked about Disintegrate earlier. I think Disintegrate's kind of lackluster right now, although it's not as bad as it used to be. You can still have a lot of fun with Disintegrate. Just don't expect to be like toward the top. I'm trying to think, is there anything else that is like stay away from for sure? The game's in a pretty good state balance-wise. Like, it really is. Warpath's not nearly as good as it used to be, but I still think Warpath's playable. Mental Jiu-Jitsu, thank you so much for the Prime sub, man. Much appreciated. Trying to think what else. Ooh, melee attack speed in that. Catch up here. Is Pizza the Hut is looking for you? You know, that's really funny, Gearshin, because I literally had Pizza Hut when I came home for dinner. Oh man, that's good. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put these on because it's just a little bit of melee attack speed. I'm a sucker for attack speed. I love attack speed on my builds. It's just so much fun to watch them go like super crazy fast. I like crit too, but something about melee attack speed has just always been a thing for me. Hey Zeal, what's up, dude? Let's see, where was I? Where was it? I had Mental Jiu-Jitsu I got to catch up with. Where else was I? Yeah, I'll keep thinking about any more lackluster builds, Mageos. But yes, as far as OP, you're good to go, I think. Considering buying the game, big fan of PoE and Grim Dawn, already bored of Wilson. Is this game worth buying now? I mean, you're asking a biased person. I've got hundreds of hours in this game, but I mean, I think so. Yeah, I think so. As long as you're okay with not getting like the full endgame experience, there's only two of the 5 endgame systems in the game right now, and there's no rogue right now. So if like rogue is like your character, you will probably not be happy about that. Also, if you like have to have multiplayer, there's no multiplayer yet. There will be. But as you've seen with Wilson, releasing multiplayer too soon without being prepared can be devastating, and so the last Epoch devs are being a little bit more careful to get their multiplayer in order before they release it. But yeah, as far as like build diversity and depth and gearing depth and a cool crafting system, I mean, yeah, if you're coming from PoE Grim Dawn, I think this is the next logical choice. I played Wilson last week or so too, so I think Wilson's a game with a lot of potential that is still unrealized because of all its problems. Yeah, I agree with Calamero on that too. Ignite-based builds, any suggestions? Ignite's a little tough right now. Also, how's it going? Please be careful. If you're going to go an Ignite-based build, I think you'd probably be looking at, like, Flame Reave as an option. Maybe Volcanic Orb. Disintegrate has Ignite nodes on it. I can't give it a suggestion, though, because I've never really made an Ignite build I've liked. I haven't made that many either. Dots are fine in this game, and so you can definitely make an Ignite build. But Poison is kind of like the dot right now. And the reason Poison is the dot right now is because it has this special ability in it where every stack of poison that you put on an enemy increases the amount of poison damage they take. So the more poison stacks you put on them, the more poison damage they take. And so it's like this building up system where you get this crazy amount of damage. And it's the only one that has that right now. So other dots do feel a little lackluster. They're still viable, though. They're still totally viable. 7Ks, thank you so much for the follow. Much appreciated. Man, you got a bunch of follows today. Thank you. Thank you all so much. Where was I? Got tired of Mage? Are you talking about this game? I'm playing a Mage. If you're talking about Wilson, no, I'm not tired of it. I'm just kind of like, I'm getting back into my rotation with, you know, Ellie. Like, Ellie's just, Ellie's still my main game, man. And until Wilson shows me something significantly more than it has, it will be my main game, but I'm going to continue to keep Wilson in the rotation. And hopefully it'll just get better like it needs to. But I'm still an Ellie guy. I haven't seen anything from Wilson that makes me think otherwise. That doesn't mean Wilson can't become more in my rotation and something I want to theorycraft more on, but right now it's just not there. It's just not there. Adukin, thank you so much for the follow. Much appreciated. This game is in a better form at the moment compared to Wilson, all its bugs. I tend to agree. Some people might think the endgame in Wilson is better. And of course, the graphics are better. That's, you know, that's an obvious one, but I think going the wrong way. I think I'd go up. But as far as like theory crafting and just like, I don't know. I think this game's more fun. I enjoy it more right now. And it really does depend on what you appreciate the most in a game, whether or not you'll find Wilson to be more preferable to this game, which is well, it's technically earlier in its development process, although what we've seen from Wilson, that it might just be that they released 6 months too early. It might not actually be any farther along in their development. But yeah, this game just like grabs me in a way that Wilson doesn't. Even though I actually started on Wilson. Wilson's the first game I streamed, and then I switched over, and this is where I've spent most of my time. Yeah, Wilson doesn't seem all that deep. I think it's moderately deep. I think it's much deeper than Diablo, but it's not fleshed out. It's not finished. Like there's just so much of it's not finished. There's so many exploits. There's so many bugs. There's so many imbalances in it. The story was clearly trying to say any spoilers, but the story's not finished. Like the final act is not the end of the story. Not even close, and it just seems clear that they released the game well beyond when they originally intended to. I think there's a lot of potential on that game still to recover. I like that they do prefix and suffix for the crafting stuff, lets you know main and secondary stats you actually put on gear in last epoch. Yeah, although it's not quite so primary, secondary stats as like some games. Because like a lot of the stat types will show up on both prefix and suffix. They'll just show up in different forms. So for example, dodge will show up on a suffix as base dodge. So let me kill this guy to show you. I actually think I have some gear on that is dodge. So here, this is a suffix. It's plus 22 dodge, so it's a base dodge. And then if I still have it, and there it is. Its prefix is increased dodge rating by a percentage. So you get dodge on both of them, but you get it in a different way. One of it's just going to give you your base, and in this case it's the suffix, and then the prefix is going to multiply onto your base, so it'll give you 12% more of whatever your base dodge is. And I think it's really cool that they break it up that way. Yeah, flatten percentages. Yep, exactly. Exactly. Yep. All right, we want to put points in to get to this one. There's a lot of ward there. So it says 150. It's actually 300 because we have the node that doubles all ward granted. So 300 ward is a pretty substantial amount. Even at endgame, that's a good bit of ward. This build, by the way, will get you up to like 4,000 or 5,000 ward endgame, which is a lot. It's probably going to get nerfed at some point. And the nice thing is, most of that ward generation comes directly from Flame Ward. You can put that on any build. Any mage build can use Flame Ward. So if you just build out the skill like I'm building it out here, any of your builds can run it, and you can get lots and lots of ward. You don't need to run it the way I'm doing with all the other skills here. A crap ton of maps to run in Wilson. Oh, no, well, like it's a lot in that game though. Like it's quite a few. That game is not PoE in mapping. Like that game runs maps pretty slow. I think to some extent it's too slow. Not necessarily like how quickly you kill enemies. Like I think the combat pace is pretty solid, but the amount of enemies you sometimes have to kill to clear a map is way too high. It just feels like it takes forever. And you'll get to the point where you need to be to kill the boss, and you haven't even come close to finishing. What have I not done here? The quest is clearly not showing up. I think I've made a mistake and I haven't picked up the quest. I've done this in the past. I don't learn from my mistakes, clearly. Let's see if that's what I did. Been trying to unlock Paragon, but it don't after completing 3 dungeons. Paragon? I didn't get him. How do I keep doing this to myself? Oh god. One away from being able to start putting points in the Spellblade. The last tier in expeditions. It's just like, is it bugged out? I think that happened to me too. I'm pretty sure that happened to me. And I kept completing them and I'm not getting it. I'm like, what's going on here? But some people are definitely unlocking it because there's people that are doing like 180 level expeditions in that game right now with Bleeding Edge. Even upgraded something that sounded like unlocked it? Weird. Ouch! Why is this guy hitting so hard? He briefly gains damage when hit and increased damage? Okay, that explains it. like this spell damage. What are we losing? Dodge rating, and then no, we got dodge rating on that. Perfect. So we get more spell damage. We get armor. We keep our dodge rating. We get more mana. That's a win all around. Spellblades. Oh, okay. That's got the base spell on it, which is actually not necessarily good for a Spellblade, depending on what stats they choose. Because you can go completely non-spell damage base Spellblade pretty easily. So that's a little bit deceptive, that affix name. Where are you going? Come back here. Right? I think the easiest way just to jump out of here. It's like the big Paragon thing, I accept quests, it will unlock after completing quests. Oh, weird. Chugging through your mana super fast with your Spellblade, how do you deal with that? Crafting mana regen. The easiest way to deal with that is to put focus on your bar. And then you can also like skill it up. You see, do I have anything here that can actually spend mana quickly? Not really. I actually kind of spend there. So focus regens your mana pretty quickly. It's just, you just sit there and channel with it, and it's got no cooldown. And on top of that, I can look at the skill tree here real quick. If you take these nodes and these nodes, you'll regen it super quickly, like very, very fast. So if you're using a very high mana cost build, you don't want to try to, work yourself down on the mana cost because of the, what you'll lose for that. Focus is a really good way of dealing with that problem. Yeah, focus your bar, but eventually you'll want to swap it with Ice Ward. Ice Ward's got a little bit of mana regen, but I mean, it's going to be like a what's your main skill? What's the primary skill you're using? That you're using the you went with Shatter Strike, right? So the build I went with, did something similar to that, where I used Ice Ward, and I kind of just dealt with the cost. I did enough damage that I didn't have to hit enemies too much, and I got enough regen between my gear and some of the skill stuff I took that I just kind of ran around when I ran out of mana for a little bit. So if that playstyle works for you, but if not, then you might want to stick with focus on your bar. A lot of people that did a similar build kept focus. I just wanted to maximize all of my beneficial stuff, and I was okay, taking breaks in between and killing enemies. What am I going to take here? Probably going to just take teleport and get some stuff out of that. I do not need focus for this build at all right now. Later on, if we get Shatter Strike, we might pick it up for certain reasons, but we don't have a need for it while we're using Mana Strike. So we're going to take these mirror images. It's a really nice thing. In fact, I do use this in my endgame build. When you have teleport later in the game, you can pick up these mirror images. You can pick up I think you get 4 total. And when you teleport, they come out and they just like attack stuff, and stuff starts going after them instead of going after you, and it makes your job way easier. Get Flame Ward for 100% mana regen. Yeah, I guess you can put it in that, can't you? Where is it? It's not the way I usually go with Flame Ward, but let me see. Let's see here. No, that didn't do it. Where are you getting the mana regen on here? Oh, there's mana efficiency. There it is. Okay, so yeah, you go into here. And you pick up warmth. That's another option. I tend to maximize the defensive stuff on Flame Ward, but you could definitely do that as well. The OP teleport procs, you stayed away from that build is too good? What are you talking about? Some of the teleport mirror images are too good? They're definitely good. They can get you out of binds real quick. Oh, Nova procs. Oh, that's a different build altogether. Oh, come on. Come on. What you talking about? These guys don't want to die. Another option you can do is it would be a totally different build, but you can go in here and pick up Elemental Dawn to get Elemental Nova cast on arrival, get it on departure, and then get it halfway, so you get 3 Elemental Nova casts, and then you can actually choose Elemental Nova and put that on your skill bar as well, and get that skilled up, and the Elemental Nova procs from Teleport will use the skill tree from Elemental Nova itself, and that can be pretty strong. What do I got here? Vitality and dodge. God mother. Busy. It's got increased dodge rating. Let's see if that's going to be better or worse. I'm so bad with terrain management tonight. I mean, usually I am. So we had 20% dodge right now. If we swap that out, we get 9%. So we definitely don't want to do that. In this case, the base dodge on this item is much better. But I think I'm going to hold on to that item because it's not a bad one. Grab some of this other stuff. Could be crafted on. Put some base dodge on it, maybe, if there's room. I didn't actually check that. There is not room, so I think I could break it down, though, to pick up the percentage dodge if I want to keep going with dodge. Time is we got 15 minutes, and where are we? We're in the Shattered Valley. I don't know. Yeah, we'll get to the end of time. I'll just push to the end of time. Make sure we get there. We're ending everything. End of time's like the big checkpoint, like kind of like the first half of the story. It's probably a little less than that now, but it's where all the endgame stuff happens. You get there earlier, then you can just continue on the story. But it's a nice hub. It's like the main hub in the game. So we'll go in here. Because this should get us a couple of idle slots. Thankfully, these guys don't actually kill you anymore. They used to. Even though you still hear them, you become like, I don't know how they did it. They made you like invincible during that period of time. And here I am, and I'm just fine. Look, I've got over 1,000 ward now, getting generated at certain points. And if you build up your ward retention high enough, you'll always have over 1,000 ward. You're not getting hit. I think I got up to over 2,000 ward as my low, something along those lines. Moral of the story is ward retention real good, especially if you're in a passive tree. And intelligence real good, because intelligence gives you 4% ward generation, or not generation, but ward retention. But it also gives you 4% damage on just about every mage ability in the game. That's per point of intelligence, so definitely can start to stack. Yeah, we're actually, this is going to Shatter Strike, not doing the Elemental Nova tonight. We won't see Shatter Strike tonight, though. I'll just throw that into the guide. If you do want to see what that Shatter Strike build looks like, at endgame in that competition, I actually uploaded my arena run to YouTube. and you can just find it on there. It should be pretty well labeled. And my YouTube address is in my below section on Twitch if you want to go check it out. That will give you a good idea what this is going to look like endgame. Ooh, that's a staff. I should take a look. It's probably not going to be better. This one's got some good melee damage on it. Oh, that's terrible. So this is a cool boss. Kills many a new player. He has an ability that if you don't see him start it, will pretty much one-shot you. So he does that fire there, does the fire breath, that's his first ability. The little, yell he did is a slow that apparently missed me with it. And then he's got this one where he shoots out the little fire. That none of this stuff is particularly damaging to us unless we stood in the flames. See there, I got a slow on me because he did that. Which can be dangerous because of, well, that ability right there, but also another ability he does. Which he still isn't doing yet for some reason. The only one that's really concerning to us. There it is. When he does that circle on the ground. If you are in that, you're probably dead. I can probably face tank everything else he does. I am close enough to where I don't think the flame breath will even hit me. I can't face tank that though. I don't think I can. I might be able to. Oh, thank you for the bit, man. Much appreciated. Let's freeze him for fun. I wonder if I could freeze him out of that the big ability. I should try that next time he does it. Yep, I can. Well, that makes things. Oh, he goes right back into it. Never mind. Never mind. It just stops him for a little bit, but then he goes right back. Interesting. Now we know. You see, he can't hit me with that flame breath. I'm too close to him. Should die here very soon. This is a much faster kill than the Sentinel one I did. About 2 weeks ago, I think I did a Sentinel starter build, which is definitely not the same amount of damage as this one. This is much higher damage. That one's just super tanky. And the damage in that one scales better end game than it does early game. Alright, so now we can do Spellblade. We're definitely going to want these nodes. These are really good. This is also a good node. It's a very solid node, actually. And this one's not especially good. These two here are very good. What time is it? Oh man, we got 9 minutes. There's no way I'm gonna get there in 9 minutes. Let's see if we can get there quickly though, and make it just a little bit longer than 2 hours. Rush through some of the content. We're 2 levels up on this stuff anyway. I'm just gonna go this way. Is it worth getting level 100 with any character? You know, I've never gotten level 100. I think that's pretty rare for someone who's played as much as I have, but I usually get a build to endgame, test it out in arena, get the gear I want on it, and once I'm satisfied with its performance, I move on. So I've never gotten to 100. In fact, currently getting to 100 is considered more difficult as far as the content, because there's a weird scaling system that they added last patch for some reason that increases the difficulty of mobs beyond just like a normal, like they scale with your level. They have an additional percentage increase on top of it, so the mobs are 30% harder at level 100 than at like level 50. So really getting to level 100 is for the, for the achievement. There's no like actual like achievement, like in a Steam achievement yet, I don't think. But just to say you've got to level 100. But other than that, there's not really a whole lot of reason to be there. And it's supposed to be aspirational. Like the devs don't want everybody to get to 100 with every character. So it's part of their design. Ow. I actually killed myself on the Sentinel in this area right here because I did this very thing. I now remember doing that. This is probably not my greatest achievement here. Going in, because there's a boss at the end of this map, and I just forget about it. And so if you bring it, I'm going to try to see if I can go this direction and at least get some of the stuff off me by going far enough. I almost killed myself already. It just becomes overwhelming if you put too much stuff on the map. See what we can do. Oh yeah, let's add more people into it. That's exactly what we're looking for. Ow, my god. Those dudes are hitting so hard. I'm getting stuck too. I don't want to go that way. Oh, that was not this direction. What the? I keep being stunned. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna clear these dudes. Let's try it. Okay, that didn't do anything. Okay, good. I don't know why nothing got froze there. That was weird. Oh, some of these guys I should have a better time of it. Oh, wait, what? What are they attacking? They're attacking each other. Very nice. There's two different factions in there. We got lucky. Alright. Woo! That was not the way I suggest doing that at all. Erotic, thank you so much for the follow. Much appreciated. So yeah, I know about the arena scaling. I hope they work more on that because it seems kind of dumb. You're at an advantage if you do arena at 50-60 rather than high levels. And it's not just arena scaling. It's like it's total scaling. Like everything it scales that way. So mono scales as well. Yeah, it's a weird thing. I don't know why they did it. I was not really into it when I saw it. I was like, that seems like you're punishing the player for leveling. It's not really what I'm into. We'll just see what they do with it. I think they're just trying to find a way to, I don't know, make the game scale properly, but that doesn't feel like proper scaling. You want to feel stronger as you level, and since everything is, that's all the levels scale with you of the enemies at endgame. It's really hard to do that when you're having to overcome their much more powerful versions. A PoE that hardly want anyone to get to 100, but it's grindable. Yeah, kind of like that. Although there's currently, unfortunately, there's no XP penalty for death in the game currently. But they have said they want to put one in. I'm like, oh, I'd rather not, but that's not the end of the world. They do. The PoE's got one. I could probably take that in the nose. Yeah, as long as I've still got some sort of ward on me, I should be okay. Just standing here and taking it. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of XP penalties. Especially the way the game's current endgame systems work. Hopefully this will change, but the current endgame systems, like, encourage you to go through them until you die. So both the mono and the arena, you get better rewards, whether it be XP or whether it be gear. The more you die, or the more you go, and so you don't want to stop before you die. So to having a contradictory system like that, that now it's going to like punish you for going further, makes it stressful, I think, on a player, to choose between whether or not they want to risk losing XP on a death or just pushing further. Which some people might think that's good as a challenge, and you know, it's another level of, you know, strategic thinking you have to do. But it also will encourage players to do easier content. And I'd rather not encourage players to do easier content, personally. I want to be encouraged to do harder content. But open the door. That's a lot of stuff on the ground. They suck at PoE. It's a big percentage of each, but experience gain percentage is minimal compared to just like 50% penalty. Your next level. Oops. I'm trying to go through this death list, but I'm not doing myself any favors. Level each death, so you lose like 4 bars compared to gaining a half a bar of XP in that run. Oh yeah, so you gotta like, you gotta get quite a few more runs. Ooh, Tome of Elements. Quite a few more runs successfully without dying if you want to be gaining anything. I really want that tome. Oh, of course my inventory's full. Of course it is. What else would it be? It's not really. I'm gonna try an Ignite build using Fire Nova from a distance, like a... Oh, you know, I hadn't even thought about that. Fire Nova could be really good. Yeah, and the distance thing is really nice too. Like a Wrath of... wait, no, a WOL month. WOL monk. I don't know what that one is, but probably won't work, but should be goofy. Haven't tried Volcanic Orb yet. Check that out too. So if you're gonna use Elemental Nova, so what you're talking about doing is picking up Arcane Projection, right? Another option that a lot of people really like. Oh, Wave of Light. Oh, right. Okay, yeah, got you. Yeah, Wave of Light D3 Monk. Yeah, that's a fun one. Yeah, so this would work a little bit like that. But you can also, if you want to go crazy, something that a lot of players have enjoyed is also make it channeling. This won't allow you to go pure fire. That's its only issue, because you'll have to pick up the Lightning Nova part of it. But the channel is very fast. It's 5 Novas per second, and so the damage is pretty insane. And if you're going to go Ignite, where's the Ignite stuff on this? It's critical multiplier, Ignite chance. So you can get, this actually could be really good for you. You can get 200% crit or Ignite chance per attack. And that means you'll put 2 stacks of Ignite on, because if you get over 100% Ignite chance, it just means you can have a chance to put on multiple stacks. So just with that node alone, you'll get 2 stacks of Ignite per attack. And if you pick up Illuminaire, you have 5 Novas per second. And so, of course, some of those would be lightning attacks. But there's nothing that says this won't ignite enemies, even if you do lightning. So that's what? 10 stacks per second? Pretty good. Just a thought. Yeah, I've used the channeling and ranged version of that. It is a lot of fun. You'll need to pick up probably focus for your mana though, but other than that, be pretty cool to see what number of ignite stats you could put on there. What kind of ignite damage you can get going. Oops, wrong way. I've got a bit of a train. Oh, sorry, Rag. I don't have that functionality set up. If you want to see anything particular on the build as it is right now, just let me know. I'm going to be running through this in the end, which is like 10 minutes away at most. So if you're going to be sticking around for 10 minutes, I'll run through how the build's working. No problem. Oh, this is the last map. This is the boss fight. I thought I was one map away. Perfect. What I will do is we'll kill this boss. It'll get us over to the end of time, which is that hub. I'll do the mastery quest real quick, just so you guys can see that. If you haven't done it before, it's pretty simple. Then I'll run through the build real quick, where it's at right now, and give you just kind of a quick and dirty idea of where it's going to go. And then in a few days, if you want to subscribe to the YouTube channel, in a few days I'll have up a full guide of how to do this build. That's a starter build all the way up through to endgame. Ouchies. I don't remember the last time this guy's killed me, so I should probably just pay attention. I'll let him do that. Just move out of the way of those things. They'll always attack in the same direction, those orbs. After a while, you have to take them out, though, because there'll be too many of them. Oh, God. My flame ward went up just in time. This guy's telling me like crazy. I was stuck there. I don't know why. These orbs. He's got so many out right now. You know what? We'll just do the strafing technique. This works pretty good. Strafing to death. There he goes. FYI, if you're fighting these guys and you're like really super stressed because you think you're gonna die, in this story, don't worry about it. If you die, you will just come back and he'll be the same health he was when you died. And so there's not really currently much pressure in the story on fights. Not the same endgame, but... And if you're playing hardcore, it's not the same either, because in hardcore, you're obviously done. But as far as softcore, there's very little penalty to dying. So this is the end of time. Nice little hub. Just gonna talk to this dude who's actually gonna be opening up the next part of the chapter, next part of the story. But this is the one who's gonna give us the mastery quest. You can't actually start the next part of the story until you've done this, so they make sure that you don't accidentally skip your mastery quest. So we go into here, the Realm of the Forgotten, and we're just gonna run to the end. It's usually the most efficient way of doing this. There's gonna be some shadows that pop out and try to kill us. You could try to take those on, but I'm pretty sure they just respawn infinitely. So I find it's easier just to run to the end and kill anybody that's maybe in my way, but otherwise just have potion ready on, or have potion ready on hand. Well, yeah, I guess that's true. Have your hand ready to pop a potion in case they do a lot of damage to you, because as you see, they're doing an attack that's pretty much always hitting, and then when it's not. And also pathing in here is kind of shitty right now. It's easy to get stuck on nothing, but whoops. Also easy to not pay attention, go the wrong way. And that's the end of that part. I do hope they make this a little bit more interesting going forward. That's all there is to it right now. Talk to these three dudes. Talk to this middle one and choose your mastery. We'll be choosing Spellblade for this one so we can get Shatter Strike and do all of the melee stuff. That is all there is to getting your mastery unlocked. By the way, you might have noticed I was putting points into my mastery before unlocking it. And that is because, as soon as this loads, I will show you. Eventually. Alright. So before you've chosen your mastery, you can put points into the bottom half of these skill trees, but only your mastery will unlock the top half. So you see the Sorcerer's still got this half locked, and then the Spellblade's got it all unlocked. So that's why that works like that. Okay. Here's a quick and dirty run through of how this build works. Get you to endgame. And then maybe a little bit of the endgame stuff. So in Mage, we took an Elementalist, but you'd be totally fine taking Arcanist as well. You'd even be fine taking Scholar, although I wouldn't really recommend it because health is not very valuable for this build once you pick up Flame Ward. So either one of these is fine. This will give you more ward retention, so that's really nice. This will give you a little bit more damage. And then we're going to take 1 point in Reactive Ward, which is really just to unlock Warden for the ward retention. Taking 5 points in Mage Flare, which gives us that increased attack speed. You know how much I like attack speed. And the 5 points in Warden will get you all the way up to Spellblade. You get to Spellblade, take these two. These two are really good. This one gives you additional melee damage. Elemental melee damage, particularly the cold damage is great, but all of these count. Just the cold damage will have more multipliers from where we're going to go with this build eventually. But they all will count on all of your attacks, so they're all really good. Arcane Ward's going to give us more melee attack speed. Like I said, I like that. But it's also going to give us 30, I think, no, excuse me, 16, 24 ward on melee hit, or a 10% chance for that, which is a decent amount, especially as quickly as we're attacking now, but even when we're attacking slower. It's a decent little amount, and the attack speed is nice to increase the likelihood that's going to happen. From there, let's see, what should we take? Actually, you know what? From there, I'm going to show you on my other builds. It's a lot easier. So let's go into here real quick. We're going to take on the Mana Strike tree. We're taking the 1 point Arcanist Blade, which is going to get us to Mana Storm. Mana Storm is that thing that's going to do all the lightning there. And then 2 in Explosive Flurry, gives us 8% attack speed, 40% less lightning mana cost, which is really good because it's pretty expensive. And then Swift Sap will take all 5 points for the attack speed. 30%. Let's see from there. We can go a couple of ways. Where did I go? Let me see. I don't want ranged. Area is pretty nice. The mana gain is really nice. You can definitely take that. Don't give it a cooldown. The ward gain, actually, you should probably want to convert 50% or so to ward. So take 2 in Transfusion. That'll give you a lot more ward generation. And then you can just take points in Arcanist Blade, or you can take points in Mana Drain to increase your mana, which also increases how much ward you gain. That will get you to the end game. That'll get you to where you need to be for using Shatter Strike in this build. As far as Flame Ward, we're taking this 2 in Stalwart Defense, getting 80 ward there. Taking a 3 in Concentrated Shielding, getting 150 ward there. We're taking 2 in Field of Flame, getting the 20% more ward. That gets us to Invigorate, which gives us double ward. My next point actually is right here in Fortification, which gives us another 300 ward. And we'll actually show you, it's like the ward's pretty crazy. Let me let this go. It's going to get to like 4,000 or 5,000 in endgame. It's really high. Let's see. You see right here. We're still very early in the game, and I'm getting like almost 1,400 ward at the top end of that. The skill you've just unlocked with the class isn't replacing Mage Strike. It is, but not immediately. It'll replace it eventually. You don't want to go too quickly because I'll show you. It's just until you build it up, it's not great. Like, it's pretty weak. It's fine. Like, you can use it relatively early. You can switch it. I would say don't switch into Shatter Strike until you get 2 points in Whiteout, and then you can if you want to. It'll be pretty expensive at that point. But what I would actually suggest is probably put it on your bar, play with it as you're putting skills in, and once you feel like it's strong enough to replace Mana Strike, then go ahead and do that. Alright, so finishing up the Flame Ward, come down here and take a couple of points here in Dilation, get Duration and Mana Efficiency going on that. Pick up Energize, ward per second, and then pick up, this one's really good, pick up 4 in Recollection. In fact, I'd pick up 2 in Energize, get all 4 in Recollection to get that 100% ward retention. Then you can come back and pick up Energize, and if you've got any left, you can put it in Dilation. Let's see here, Teleport. Actually, I'm going to show the rest. I'm going to show the rest in the other build, because everything from there is pretty much endgame. So... Nope, this one. Alright, we're in the end of time. I don't remember where... Actually, let me see if I can find him. There is a training dummy in here. I'll just show you what it looks like when you get to endgame. They put that training dummy. I always forget. I'm just going to go where I know there's a training dummy. Where I know where it is. I know where the training dummy is here. So just a quick little preview of what it looks like. When you get to endgame, this build, you're going to attack with Shatter Strike. Generally, you just hit it once, and you'll do 3 attacks. But if you got a really tough enemy, you can hold the button down, and you can just do like a ton of attacks on it. And actually, I don't have one of my abilities on. I should turn an Ice Ward. There's Ice Wards on. Did I take away an item on this? No, I didn't. Everything's there. Good. Oh, I can anyway. And then, yeah, we attack even a little bit faster. See, these are doing 3 attacks per use. You see, there's quite a bit of damage on that. It's a pretty strong attack. All right, so as far as you see, I've actually no. Where's teleport? Teleport's right here. Okay, so teleport. I've taken 4 in Plasma Protection, which is really just to get us into this part of the tree. I mean, it's nice. It's got Lightning and Fire Protection. We really want Unexpected Copy, we want Decoy Position, and we want Uncontrolled Duplication. These are going to give us mirror images, both where we leave and on arrival. It was all these little dudes. They're going to start attacking stuff as soon as they come out. When they do that, they'll aggro stuff, and so it'll keep stuff off you. It's really nice. Could definitely keep you alive in some tough situations. Let's see here. Then I've taken Enchant Weapon. This is a pretty strong ability. Actually, I should show you what that looks like with that on. So Enchant Weapon is shoot, it's got a cooldown on it when you hit it. So this is what my attacks look like when I'm not using Enchanted Weapon, and then when I press it, it's much faster. It's much more powerful. He's made for 5k damage now. So Enchanted Weapon's a really big damage buff. So to get that going, we're gonna take 2 in Shivering Blade. It gives us some chill chance, which is really to get to this right here. 25 added melee cold damage, 100% increased melee cold damage. Since Shatter Strike's a cold ability, that's a lot of damage. And that's why we're doubling our damage. That in Frozen Sparks gives us +1 melee cold and melee lightning for each 10 physical damage we have on our weapon. This is not as good on the build I have currently. Actually, it's pretty weak. I would actually suggest taking that off. But it's on this build now, so I'm showing it to you as is. Concentration increases the duration of that, which is really nice. You get to attack, for longer with that more power, stronger power. Efficacy gives us more melee elemental damage and decreases the mana cost. And Celerity increases our melee attack speed by 50%. So that is how we get these powerful attacks. Yeah, there we go. That are also coming out very quickly. Just lots and lots of damage. It takes out stuff really, really quick. How many ways do you think you could build Shatter Strike? It looks very interesting, and I wonder how that could synergize with Glacier. Several ways. Yeah, several ways for sure. It's mana intensive, or you get mana per hit. It is mana intensive. So as you see, I am not really getting any mana per hit. And I don't think this does it either now. So I can definitely run it down. And the way I made this build, because this was meant to push arenas. And so the idea here was that I would just, when I ran out of mana or ran low on mana, I'd pop this and get out of the way. And then when I got enough mana, I come back in and I attack them a few times, then I get out of the way again. And usually I'm just hitting this one time. So if I hit it one time, it's going to kill most trash in that 3 attacks it does. And so my mana stays pretty high when I do that. You can see, like, I'm not really running out of mana very quickly at all. It only really starts to run out if I like want to hit something up several times. So as long as I'm relatively sparing with my attacks and efficient with them, I can keep my mana up most of the time. So back to Hunter's point. Actually, let me make sure I got everything there. I'll show you another example of this Hunter as soon as I go through this. I just want to make sure I don't forget to go through all the different builds. But yeah, there's another way I've made this is also really good. Okay, so this is Ice Ward. We're taking Ice Ward is a nice little, it grants us 4 ward per second, but it drains 3 mana per second. So you can see, like, when I've got it off here, you can see where my mana is, and it's gonna drain down. It's gonna stay pretty high still. Like, I've got a lot of ward. And I hit that when that thing goes off again, it goes back up, and it goes pretty high. It goes about 2,500. But if I turn that on, that should let it go quite a bit higher than that. Yeah, it's got almost 3,000 right there. And when you're attacking stuff, you gain ward and whatnot, so you can actually get that number even higher than that. But you can see that it's pretty good on that side, on the ward side. We've also taken 30% increased mana regen, so this actually is a bit of a mana boon instead of a loss. I think. I know it's definitely much more efficient on it. We've got the ward retention, which is great. We've got 75 armor, which is fine. And then an additional 5 ward regen. So this is mostly about the ward. We've also taken stuff in block because why not? We had space for it, so we can actually block stuff now. The block protection isn't very high, so we're not getting much protection from that, but it's a nice little extra. Let me show you the passive skill tree really quick, the stuff you don't know. The 8's in here. 1 in late infusion just gets us up to the next ring, I think, basically, was the reason I took that. Actually, not entirely sure why I took that, but this is 8 and 16 and 17. I'm sure I took it for at some point in here. 6 in the spellbound weapon, more melee damage if you use a spell in the past 4 seconds. This is a spell. This is a spell. So we'll be using spells pretty consistently. Prismatic Blade, more melee damage, particularly elemental melee damage. Arcane Forge, more elemental damage with melee attacks. A multiplier on top of all those bases is really nice. Triple Strike, more base damage, also intelligence. This is a really strong node. And then this is also a very strong node. So you get 10% chance to gain 50 ward on kill by taking these 5. And then this one, 10% chance to gain 5 times your intelligence as ward on kill. And we have 58 intelligence on this particular build, so 5 times 58, do the math, it's like over 300 ward plus this 50, so over 350 ward chance on kill per everything we kill. There's a lot of ward to regen there. That's basically the build, like for the most part. That's how it works as far as the passives go. So, and I'm not going to go too much into. I don't want to go too much into like gearing until I do the actual build guide. But basically, a nice melee cold scepter with melee attack speed, melee cold damage are really nice. This has also got +6 melee crit chance, which is nice. What is my melee crit chance at? It's actually probably not that bad. 15%. Yeah, it's not too bad. So it's not like we're not like relying on it certainly, but it's not awful either. If you find these boots, they're really fun too. Morning Frost. There's +1 cold damage to attacks and spells per point of dexterity. I don't have a lot of dexterity in this build. I've only got 8, but I've made one with a lot of dexterity. It also gets you killed though. 1% increased damage taken per point of dexterity, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. It's actually pretty decent. All right, so Hunter, let me show you another build. I did actually I did this one first. But I made that one that way because I wanted to maximize my AoE. Let's see, I think it's make Icy Blade. It's gotta be, that sounds right. Yeah, not even an end gear setup. Yeah, because that was a solo self-found build. That was for that event we did. So this is another version of it, I believe. Let's see. Yep. So this one, instead of having all the AoE damage that I was doing, or not AoE damage, but all the AoE range. So like I didn't pick up all the area stuff in here. Instead, I went and took Shatter Strike cast Ice Spikes. Ice Spikes are a spell type that shoots out of your character, as you saw. And they do pretty significant damage. Yeah, I did make a use. This one's also making use of the boots. See here, this is not a solo self-found, and on this one I've got 30 dexterity, so we've increased our cold damage by plus 30. But we're also taking 30% more damage, so it's pretty cool. Kind of memey, but actually it was actually meant to be a meme build, and it ended up being good. So I started working with it, and that's how we ended up with all the stuff that we've done here. You know, the flat damage gain stacking decks would seem decent. Yeah, it is pretty decent. The cool thing is it's not necessary. Like the build does plenty of damage without it, but it is a fun little thing. So here's how this one kind of works. Similarly, we'll attack stuff. See, the damage is pretty good on that too. Like, I don't seem to have the crit I had now. Yeah, we're hitting about as hard. Maybe even a little bit harder. We're hitting a little bit harder on that one. But then also we have the ice spikes. Let me see if I can aim these properly. Yep, and those hit too. Oh wow, why did that one miss? Yeah. It's weird, like, it doesn't always aim the right direction. But you can see I've hit it a few times. It does about 1,000 damage on those, and it's got a really, really long range. So that's another way you can build it, and they're both really effective. So you offset damage with damage reduction from Flame Ward. It's true. I do offset it from Flame Ward, but at the same time on the other build, where it doesn't have as much damage reduction, it's got the same amount of Flame Ward, it's probably a little more survivable. Usually have less dex on it, but yeah, there's enough Flame Ward that you can get on this build that you can wear those boots and still be pretty survivable. Ice Spike's nice, would go good with Ice Barrage when it gets a treat, I'm sure. Yeah, that sounds cool. Sounds good. The range, yeah, the range is pretty crazy, isn't it? Like, I wonder how far I can hit that from. Uh-oh, not that far. Oh! Okay, that didn't... What are you doing? There it is. About there. About there is pretty good. Is that macro to cast W skill all time? Yes, that is macro. It is. Yeah, I showed that off earlier. I don't think you were here at Mazur. So how you macro that to go off like that, and it's not a cheat. It's totally legit. You're allowed to do it. The devs already told us we can. So you go in here, and whatever ability you've got. So as you pointed out, I've got on W. You put a keypad on number on there, 1 through 9. Make sure it's one of your actual keypad numbers, and then all you gotta do is when you back out of here. Hold down the button, so in this case, I'll be holding down 1. And while I'm holding down 1, press number lock. And as soon as you do that, like, this is going to turn it off now, so it won't be autocast anymore. So there it is. I'm going to press 1, and I'm going to hold it down, and I'm going to press number lock. And hands are up here. And this thing's going to autocast. Hands are still there. There it goes. Like in D3, yeah, exactly. Yeah, like in D3. Yep, it's just a Windows thing. It's a Windows thing. It's not like there's no additional software or anything. And the way that they made the key bindings allows it to work here. And the devs are totally cool with us using it. They have no problem. Yep. So that's one of the abilities I use it for. And it's very, very useful because having to try to manage that Flame Ward ability is not the greatest. But being able to autocast it like that is excellent. So, yeah. All right. I think that's going to do it. I'm about almost a half an hour over what I had planned on. But this is pretty good. I appreciate everything, guys. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. It was a lot of fun, and a bunch of people followed. That was awesome. Much appreciated again. Also, if you want to see more of these, if you want to see... I'm going to continue to stream. I got 2 more of these to do, obviously. I got to do Primalist still. I got to do Acolyte. So we'll do this sometime in the next couple of weeks. And I got to put the build guides up. If you want to see the build guides, my YouTube is down below. And we're going to see who we can raid here. Who is streaming Ellie right now? Someone's got to be streaming it. Can't be the only one tonight. No, I'm not the only one. Let's see. Anybody I know? Really, I don't know any of these people. Not know any of these people. Well, we'll just go raid somebody. Let's see who we got. I wish I knew people so that I wasn't throwing you guys in with who knows what. But this we'll check out Flannel. His potential and Diamond in the Rough Day 2. That sounds like someone that we should go check out and see what they're doing. Thanks for the tips, and I'll be waiting for the build guide on YouTube. Yep, the build guide should be. I'm gonna get in sometime this week. It'll be my plan to. I'm gonna probably start. So still gotta do a Wilson review guide or video, and I've got to figure out which one I'm gonna do first. But by the end of the weekend, I plan on getting that full guide out for this build. All right, who is that person again? Flannel. There we go. All right, we will be raiding in 10 seconds. So once again, thanks everyone for hanging out. It's been great. It's been awesome. Really enjoyed it. We'll be back tomorrow, 3 p.m. Central, and doing probably doing more Last Epoch. Have a great rest of your evening, and see you later.
You knew off the top of your head. Oh, nice. Welcome, Lone Star. Thanks for bringing the raid, man. Greatly appreciate it. Welcome, everyone. How'd your stream go? Awesome, man. What were you playing? Were you playing Last Epoch, or were you playing another game? Awesome. What build are you working with? And you were just about to go to bed, Laborde.